What's up, guys? Garrett here with self.dev. I apologize, my voice sounds a little bad or something like that. I feel like crap, but it's Sunday, so we gotta do a video. So let's get to it. We're doing some more resume reviews. First one we have here is for, I'm gonna butcher your name, Devansh, I think, maybe? I don't know, we'll see. Anyway, so first thing I'd do to this, I would center your name right there and then make this 2 columns. So I'd have your email address and phone number on the left here, and then your LinkedIn and GitHub on the right over here. They just look a little bit more aesthetically pleasing. And your GitHub is looking a little like it hadn't been cared for in a couple of months since July. I mean, even just like 1 or 2 times a week, committing something just to like show that you're coding on your own and that you're doing stuff. But yeah, and then the summary. So that looks good. And then we get education. I like that these are consistent, like with the date and that date. That looks good. I don't know if I'd add the coursework there. I feel like that doesn't really, I don't know what the word I want to use is. It doesn't add much value to your education right here, so I might just take that out so we have more room and can expand some of this, because it's looking a little condensed and it's a little like painful on the eyes with how pressed together everything is, especially like when you look at it right off the bat like that. Technical skills, those look good. Beginner is misspelled, so correct that. And then your website, I don't know why your website's under technical skills. That's kind of odd, but what you do need to do is figure out how to make this into one page in a PDF and then use this for your resume instead of this, because this looks way better than this resume does. And this looks like a resume. I mean, maybe just like take some of the bullet points out for the jobs here. Maybe that'd give you enough room to shrink it down, put it on one page. I wouldn't use these slider deals because those are really ambiguous. Like, are you almost a master of HTML and CSS? No, you're not. That takes like, okay, maybe with HTML and CSS you are. But JavaScript, no, that takes like years, multiple years, many years. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and critique this because this is what you sent me, but I think you should figure out a way to use this as your resume because this looks way better. Anyway, I'd put website, I'd put that up here with your LinkedIn and GitHub, not down here on the bottom. So maybe, yeah, have your name, the email address, the phone number, and then your website, your LinkedIn, and your GitHub. That'd be a cool way to organize it. And then experience, let's see. So what I really like about your job experience here, I really like how you're using like actual numbers here, like reduced overall cost of the project by 50%. That's awesome. Reduced API response time by 30%. Use as much of that as you can. People need to do that more in their resumes. They usually just rely on fluff words like, I'm great at teamwork, I'm great at time management, I'm a hard worker. And having physical stats you can put down is just way better. But besides that, experience looks great. Projects, rideshare website, developer. So if we click on this, okay, cool. So it brings you the actual thing. Yeah, like Google Map integrated in there. Does this work at all? Terrell, Texas. Oh, it like searches places too. Let's go to Dallas, Texas. All right, that's cool. Good project. I like that you updated that for 2020. Good job. Interactive chatbot. So you built like a Facebook chatbot. This one goes to GitHub. I'd probably find a way to host it and have a README with a link to the project in it, so people can go like test it out. If there's a way to do that, I haven't looked at your code, so there might not be. If there's not, then hey, having a link to your GitHub's cool. I would probably hyperlink these instead of having the link after. That'd just make it look a little bit better. Monthly budget application, that's cool. Why isn't there a link for that one? It's kind of weird. Authentication web page, development web page, client can sign in. That one goes to GitHub too, so same thing. I'd figure out a way to host that so people can see your project without having to download it and clone it, because people who are looking at resumes, you're usually going through like 100, 200 a day, or not a day, but like they're going through a lot, and they don't have the time to do a pull request and then npm install, npm run, npm start, whatever, and like fully deploy your project. It's nice if you can do it for them. And then the movie rental thing, same thing. Besides that, it looks pretty good. The only other thing I'd say is maybe try to make these, get rid of 2 of these, like get rid of the monthly budget application and then the movie rental website, because you don't have links for those, and then try to make this like a 2-column thing. So like you got your ride sharing and interactive chatbot over here, and then your authentication and inventory management on the right here, just to kind of give it more white space, because your resume looks pretty intense. I'd just like to see like a little bit more white space, but overall it's pretty good, dude. Again though, if you can figure out how to make this into a one-page PDF, I'd use this instead because this looks way better. And your website, like usually your website would be like a portfolio where you have your projects, like pictures of your projects, and you'd have your projects hosted so people can go like play with your projects and kind of see what they are. This looks like you're kind of just linking to another resume, which is kind of, which if you can get them to go to this first, this one looks way better. But yeah, good job, dude. So on this one, I would say, one, reduce the top margin like a little bit, maybe make it like half of what it is now, make your name a little bit bigger, center that. These blue titles, center those, and then have lines coming off to the left and the right. So it's like the title, and then like a line this side, and then a line that side. Just because right now it really looks like you just went on Microsoft Word and typed in resume template and got the first one you saw and switched out the information, and it's a little boring. You want to stand out, but you still want to be professional. But yeah, so make that centered. Make sure you get like your LinkedIn, GitHub. If you have a portfolio, put that on here too. If you don't have a portfolio, build one. You got like Python, C++, Git, and Docker on here, so I'm assuming you want to be some kind of developer. But yeah, gotta have a portfolio to showcase what you've done. That's like the proof that you can do what you're saying you're doing. Experience. All right, so experience looks pretty good. I like the level of detail you went into. If you have any kind of like numbers you can throw out, like I did this many projects in this amount of time. I improved the costs by this percentage, something like that. Any kind of like statistics you can throw in there, that looks really good too. But the way you framed it, I mean, the level of detail you went into looks really good. Colombia, that's cool. The chick I'm talking to right now is from Colombia, so that's awesome. Projects. All right, so it looks like the way I see this right now, it looks like the projects you did were while you were going to college here. And electronics instructor, that makes me feel, wait, when did you graduate? March 2018. So yeah, I feel like you were just like a student teacher, which, I mean, that's still experience, so you can put that up there for sure. But you do need to do some projects on your own. Like, I don't know what kind of projects you could do, but come up with some projects on your own. Just something cool where you can send people a link and they can go to it and they can be like, whoa, this dude really knows the stuff he's talking about. But yeah. So vehicle detection and classification using image recognition. So that's like machine learning, huh? But your degree was electronical engineering. Interesting. Project and electronic circuit design coursework included. Oh, so that's like the coursework? Dude, so something that would be really cool is if, so you saying you made this musical instrument tuner involving both blah, 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 blah. If you can make like a YouTube video showing that working, that'd be kind of cool. And then like have like this linked up to it. And then the FM antenna design, if you could like film yourself talking about that project a little bit. I know this is back when you were in college in 2017, so you might not have access to it anymore, but that's just a little idea for you. Education, so that's cool. You got your skills, Python, bilingual, certifications. So you got this one certification from Coursera, and then like I guess you're going into what you learned in that certification, I'm guessing. And then you got some volunteer work. That's nice. So overall, like, it's a pretty nice resume, man. The only thing is it just looks like you went to Microsoft Word and copied the first template. So jazz it up a little bit, like center those words, make some lines coming off to the side. So it looks like a little bit more yours. Make sure you find some way to showcase the projects you've done, because that helps a lot. And yeah, besides that, good job, man. All right, so now we got Nicola's resume here from the UK. So they might format resumes differently in the UK, but I'm gonna go with how we format resumes here. So I would definitely reduce the space, like the line space between these, because we don't want this taking up 3/4 of the page or like 1/4 of the page. This part right here. So I put like your name, maybe keep it centered, and then on the left side have the UK and the phone number and the email, and on the right side have your GitHub, your LinkedIn, and your portfolio. I don't understand why there's 2 GitHubs. So like you have your projects, and then you have budget app, game, and quiz game. If those are separate projects, I'd have each one of those in their own repo and have them hosted somewhere so they can go to the projects and see what's going on, so they don't have to download it and npm install and run it themselves. Because like I said in the last resume, if they're looking at hundreds of resumes, they don't have time to clone every repo. I also don't understand what this is. Is this like a website? Am I supposed to be able to just host this website on my own? I don't want to host it on my own. I want you to host the website for me so I can just go see how it looks. So host the website too. You can use like GitHub Pages and just have like a static website. I think it's free. There's a free way to host a website. You might have to buy the domain. No, because you're using like Git Pages or something like that. All right, but yeah, and then have your LinkedIn and your portfolio. So if you don't have a portfolio, go make one. Summary. So summary looks pretty good. Just reduce the spacing between that and this part here. Maybe like cut it in half. Cut the spacing in half between these two as well. Experience. I don't know what's going on here. Because you have these bullet points, and then you have 2019, Just IT, Networking, Comp TIA. Are those like course names? Windows 10, that's an operating system. Windows Server 2016. Is this like, and then this is Microsoft Virtual Academy. Some other academy, another academy, another academy. Or is this your education part? I don't really know what's going on here. Experience is usually like your jobs that you've done. So you'll have like the company I worked at, the position I had, and then the time I was there, and then a few bullet points going over what you did at the company. But then you've also got the employment history down here. So it's kind of weird that those are separate if that's what you're going for in experience. Also, if you're trying to get in the tech industry and you don't, based on this, it doesn't look like you have any tech experience. I don't know if I'd even include the employment history. Yeah, I'd probably just knock that off if you're going for tech jobs. Just because we want to keep this on one page too, right? Because again, like if they're looking through hundreds of resumes, they want to be able to like look over it quickly, and if you're a good fit, they will give you a phone call and see what happens, and if not, they just want to move on to the next resume. So I don't know what's going on in the experience section. Fix that. Skills. I would not put mid-level skill, mid-level skill, basic skill, basic skill, basic skill, basic skill. I wouldn't put that. Let them kind of assess where you're at with it. Because I'm assuming you're saying you'd put yourself in the mid-level of HTML and CSS. And then you'd say like you're really basic with C#. Now when you say mid-level skill with HTML and CSS, I expect you to be able to build like, nope, that's not the right page. That's not it either. Fuck. All right, can't find the page I want, but I'd expect you, yeah, just don't put the mid-level part. Okay, JavaScript, jQuery, Java, why are those together? JavaScript and jQuery, JavaScript and Java are not the same thing. So that makes me think that you don't know what the difference between Java and JavaScript is. So have those on separate lines. It also makes me think you don't know Java or JavaScript to a mid-level at all. But yeah, if you're gonna have all these skills on here, make sure you know them to a pretty good degree. Because when I see people with this many skills, when I get them to come in, I want them to be proficient in the skills, and I'll ask them questions from all of the random skills, even if we're not going to use those skills. I just like ask questions just to see if they know it or not. I'll Google like C# interview questions, and I don't even know C#. So honestly, if they bullshit something, they'd probably get away with it. So remove the mid-level skill part, and make sure if these are on here, make sure you know them. I don't understand why you have HTML and CSS on there twice. Why is JavaScript on here twice? What is DHML? Don't put that on there unless that's a real thing. XML. I've never seen that listed as a skill before. Like, that's a thing, but people don't usually list that. Strong analytical skills. Take that off, because that's just like a buzzword. That's like when I say I'm a hard worker. Like, you can say you're a hard worker, but I want proof. Open Social, Facebook, Flash, and ActionScript. I don't know what you're trying to say there. Are you saying you know Flash? Skilled in static and metric reporting tools. Okay, so for the skills part, I would take out mid-level skill and get basic skill, because let them kind of decide where you're at with your skill level. Also, I'm kind of concerned when you're putting JavaScript and Java on the same line and then putting mid-level skill, because that kind of implies that you think you have a really firm understanding of both of these, and then you don't know that JavaScript and Java are not the same thing because they're on the same line. Those are different things. Make sure they're separate. If you have this many skills on your resume, I expect you to have a pretty firm grasp of all of them. And if you came in and I got to interview you, I'd ask you questions about all of these. Like, I don't even know C# or... Yeah, I don't know C#, but I'd pull up some C# interview questions and ask you a few just to see if you know stuff. I don't understand why HTML and CSS is on there twice. I don't know why JavaScript's on there twice. Networking, like, is that a skill? Windows admin, I guess you mean like command line, kind of? Building mobile applications. So what I'd do is I'd take off anything that's not an actual language, like HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Java, and C#. I'd take off strong analytical skills, whatever this is, backup maintenance, and just list the languages you're proficient in and the programming stuff. Don't have all the fluff words like strong analytical skills. Like I said before, I'd probably take this off unless you can get everything to fit on one page and you still have room. Then you can have that on there. But if you can't get everything to fit on one page by reducing the space, then take that off. Because, like I said, if you don't have any experience in tech yet and you're trying to make the job switch, you want to have it on one page. There we go. There's the education. So I don't know what's going on here. So you got this part right here. Maybe they just format dates differently in the UK, but it's like September 1992 to 2004 to 26. I don't know what that means. Also, did you take 14 years, 12 years in college? Oh, that's high school? You were in high school for 14 years? What? I'm kind of confused here. Format this correctly, like National Sports Cali teacher of qualification. So you went National Sports Academy, that was a school you went to in 2004? I would put like the month you started and the year you, like the month and year you started, and then the month and year you finished, if that was like a 3-month kind of thing or something like that, because you want these dates formatted the same. And then summary of qualifications, take that off there because you already went over your skills up here, which wasn't too pretty, unfortunately. But yeah, like I said, try to make everything fit on one page. Format this so it's a little prettier. Put your portfolio, LinkedIn, and GitHub on there. Make it so you only have one GitHub. Host your projects. Reformat this section because this is confusing. Get rid of the skills that don't mean anything, like strong analytical, backup maintenance. Separate JavaScript and Java. Get rid of employment history. Format the dates on this correctly. Make this more understandable because I don't know what you mean here. Like, I assume these are together, and then I assume these are together. And then get rid of summary of qualifications. So, good job. All right, so now we're on to Daniel's here. So with this one, overall it looks really good. The thing I want is more white space because it looks really super compact and it's like hard to read right now. So figure out maybe if we can take a few of these bullets off. I'd probably remove Viva Labs because that wasn't a very well, that was like a year, huh? But you only had one bullet there, so maybe take that one off. That'll give you some more room. We just want to expand everything a little bit while keeping it on one page because it's just tough to read right now. But like graduated cum laude, you're on the dean's list, like 3 years, 4 years, however many years. So good job there. You got your independent projects, which are really cool looking, like Twitter sentiment analyst, automated trading engine. That'd be really cool to see. Analysis of NYC taxi data. If you can host those somewhere or have a YouTube video of you showing those projects off, talking about them, if there's any way to like represent these in a way that somebody can click on it and go see it, that'd be cool. So figure out a way to do that. Have some portfolio, you can show off stuff. Space programs, what? That's really cool. And then you got military experience down here. You kind of seem like a badass with the space program and military experience, then cum laude and stuff. That's kind of awesome. I don't have too much feedback on this though, aside from just like kind of space everything out more because it looks super condensed right now. And then figure out some way to host these projects. I'd probably put your work experience above the projects if these are still the kind of job you're trying to go for. Just because the work experience would be more relevant than the projects. Also like the actual data down here, like the statistics. Good job on that too. But yeah, good job on that. All right, last one here. This is kind of awesome. This is like you coded it online, huh? So if I inspect this, this is a link item, and then what is an I element? Oh, that's, okay, gotcha. I knew that. But yeah, good job on that. I'd make it responsive because I noticed on accident I clicked that and it's not responsive. So make it responsive. That'd be kind of cool. What else on this? Let's see. Front-end developer, I'd probably hyperlink that to your portfolio. Also, this link doesn't go anywhere. So there's that. Experience 1 million Arab coders, front-end track. So I'm guessing that was like a boot camp. So did you participate in that, or did you actually work that? Like, were you teaching, or were you learning in that? Because I'm not sure what side you're on there. It's an experience, so I'm inclined to think it's on the you were teaching people stuff, but I'm not sure. Solo learn JavaScript fundamentals. I've learned all of the fundamentals of JavaScript. Okay, so this is like education stuff, right? CEIT, so that's a certification, right? Workshop and training on new JavaScript. Okay, yeah. So these seem more like education stuff. And you're still in college right now, that's cool. So why, if you want to be a developer, why are you going for Bachelor of Commerce? Why not go for like computer science or something? But I'd probably put these in education since they're more education, not experience. If you built any projects in those, post the projects, have links on your portfolio, and then link them from your resume to the projects so people can go see the projects. Because being able to see that you've done stuff is way more impactful than just saying, hey, I built this Twitter API that predicts the future, versus actually having something they can go to and like see that you actually built that and see that it actually predicts the future. That'd be dope. But get some projects, make sure you get your portfolio links fixed up, link that to your portfolio. I'd throw a link to your GitHub on there too, if you have a GitHub. Oh, you do? Okay, cool. Okay, make sure you're committing stuff to GitHub, because it looks a little weak. And you got your LinkedIn, throw a photo of you on there if you can. And then I like that you got your skills here. All right, cool. Yeah, dude, I'd call you in for an interview, just to see what you got, because you don't have like a bajillion skills here. You just have like HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, and usually people that just put that, like, they actually have a decent grasp on HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, or at least HTML and CSS. A lot of people just end up skipping through CSS, and you're like, I know CSS, and just go straight to React or something like that, and then we're like, hey, make a box. All right, now make it blue. All right, now position it in this random place on the page, and they can't position it in the right place. So just make sure you actually know the CSS. But overall, good portfolio. I might put the links, those links up here. Yeah, right next to that. That'd be cool. And then you can just get rid of the contact me part. Maybe have like your email down there, I guess, or phone number, and then fix the link. Oh, grammar thing. So the I's right here, make sure those are capitalized because those are lowercase right now. Notice that. And then make it responsive. That'd be kind of cool too. And maybe get rid of the picture. I don't know. Some people judge based on pictures. I don't know. It's something I saw Josh say once. So I don't know if that actually matters or not. But yeah, good job. Let me know if you guys have any other questions. If you want to send me your resume, my LinkedIn, and my Gmail is in the description. We have a Discord if you want to hang out in the Discord and talk tech. I make new projects for you to do every month. This month it's just a really simple one, but you got to come join the Discord to see what it is. And I will see you next time. Peace.
Round